Hola amigos, this is level 12 and today we are back playing Russification Roulette. Not gonna lie to you all, I just had to do like an impressions video for my drama class and I cannot do voices as well as I thought I could, so yeah, just know that. Anyways, I grabbed the stuff I needed from the closet and headed down the hall. I'm a bit nervous about being out so late, but I don't know what else to do. Maybe I should have taken some sleeping medicine. I have a feeling I'm not going to sleep well tonight. I know. I can read the book that Romania and I were reading. After all, it is very interesting. It should still be in the office. Weren't we meeting someone? I forget. Ah, this seems like a nice place to settle down. Romania said I was diligence, right? I'll read that after I'm done reading the others. Now, which story should I read? Do I have to go through all of them? There's no way, right, that I have to go through all of them, because I'm pretty sure we did temperance and humility and chastity. Oh my gosh, let's just... Envy wears a plain white dress shirt with plain black slacks. On his left hand, he has wickedly long and sharp blades instead of fingernails, but his most distinguishable trait is the ugly green face mask covering all of his face, and envy is one of the ugliest sins of all. This story sounds familiar. Okay, I did not have to go through all of them. I can just skip. Listen, I liked doing it with like Romania and Moldova, but I do not have that kind of time. He always gave his all to every test that was asked of him, even though... Oh, I hate the snoring sound. Okay, guess we got whacked. What was that? Ugh, it's so dark. Why didn't I just stay in my room? Where are the lights? There's gotta be a light switch outside this room. What's beneath my foot? It's probably a book. Don't worry about it. Focus on finding the lights. I think I'm almost to the light switch. Ah, here it is. Okay, okay, I hear the screaming. Thank you for that. Belarus? Oh, God. Are they dead? No. Lithuania's just unconscious. I tried tickling him and everything. That's good. We don't need another double death. Why would someone do this? Why her? I just know that's Ukraine. She's the only one that would be crying. It's okay. We'll get to the bottom of it. Ow. Why does my head hurt? What happened? We heard screaming and we ran to see what was going on. When we saw you two here, we thought you both had died. Where were you? I was worried that you could have gotten killed. I couldn't sleep, so I thought I would read for a bit. But then I fell asleep. When I woke up, everything was dark, so I stumbled to turn the lights on. And then I saw... Why? Why did it have to be her? Do you want to go into the bloodbath with her? Do you think we can investigate? Yeah, I can. I'm surprised it's not you. I'm surprised it's not me too. I would have been totally fine if it was. I'm surprised no one went for me. What a waste. Hey, shut up. Is it us? Whoa, someone managed to eliminate Belarus. I'm impressed. Have fun investigating, and remember, you only have 6 hours. Time to start now. Has the time thing ever been, like, important? I feel like Belarus just kind of tripped. Examine the scene. There's a bunch of weights here. In total, if I count them all, this thing is about 100 kilograms. Where could someone have gotten weights from? There were weights in Tajikistan's room. I'm so sorry to those countries I can't pronounce. I see. Death by blunt force to the head, definitely. The blood is still wet. It seems this was a recent crime. There's a pretty sizable dent in her skull. Didn't need to know that. She looks emotionless, as usual. That doesn't really tell us anything. But it looks like she wasn't surprised, that, or she didn't see it coming. She doesn't even look surprised, or scared. Yeah, the Belarus is on the dual expresses. Do you think she would have some expression of shock if the killer attacked her? Already checked. Nothing was ingested. I'll double check. Key. I can examine the chest. No, you will not. Coolio, what are you doing? Checking her pockets. It doesn't look like it. Here, I found 2 knives. Two? I told you. The bottom of her shoes are completely cleaned, as if they were brand new. Okay. The bottom of the bucket has blood on it. I guess we can safely say that this was the murder weapon. Is it not, like, unreasonable to say that she, like, was walking with the bucket or had something in the bucket and tripped and it hit her in the head? This door leads to the basement. Strange that it's open. Shouldn't it be locked? The key should be around here somewhere. I can't get back out. Did Russia lock us out here already? You have to pull it. The door opens inwards. Thank you, Ukraine. It's a fire hazard. Is it? Let's check the rest of the house and meet back here in an hour. How should we split up? I don't know. Girls check downstairs and boys check upstairs? Sounds fair enough. We'll meet by the basement in an hour. Are you ready for the trial? I guess I have to be. Ugh. Are you okay? It is 5 a.m., and we have been investigating since 3. I've barely had an hour of sleep, so I'm understandably tired, but I'll be fine. I'm determined to get to the bottom of this. Did you guys find anything downstairs? No, the kitchen light was on, which is strange because someone should have shut it off at that point, but we didn't find anything out of the ordinary. What about you? Nothing unusual, not even in Belarus's room. Well, we found something weird in Latvia's room, but Estonia told us that they were part of Latvia's plan when he killed Romania. Let's just go to the trial. We're not going to figure out what is in Latvia's room. I'm highly curious. As usual, we descended to the basement to throw yet another nation back into the giant cold hands of Russia. There's only 5 of us now, and it's clear this wasn't a suicide, so at the end there will be 4 of us. Russification Roulette. All raised. This court is now in session. Judge Russia is presided. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Calling the case of the murder of Belarus. Is everyone ready? Yes. Alright, I call this trial to session. Jury, you may discuss. Debate. Did a gun go off? Okay, the weapon and the cause of death are clear, right? Yes, any idiot would know that she died when the bucket full of weights hit her. Alright, let's go to our first suspect. What suspect? When did we declare a suspect? Duh, Mr. Stabby McMurderer. He actually never stabbed anyone. Russia was electrocuted, he slit Bulgaria's throat, and Latvia was strangled. Well... Okay, sure, you never stabbed Bulgaria. Whatever. And I told you, I'm done with killing. I simply don't need to anymore. Like we can trust you. We can determine the culprit later. There's still a lot of questions that need answering. Like what? How was the weapon used? Why didn't she have an expression on her face? Why she died at the precise location? Why was the head wound okay, head of facts, what is with this? Okay, why was the head wound the only wound she had? Why were there no signs of struggle? How someone even managed to kill Belarus in the first place? Alright, first, how was the weapon used? The killer hit her in the head. Well, no, duh. He's talking about how he hit her. He? How do you know it's a guy? Well, it's not me, and I'm the only female here, so Are we forgetting Ukraine? Oh, sorry, Ukraine. Maybe the killer set up a trap. The killer lifted the bucket and smacked her in the head with it. Maybe the killer is a man. Hey, I can lift 100 kilograms. Ah, perfect. So that makes you a suspect. I don't care. I can lift 100 kilograms and I'm proud of it. Could the killer really have lifted it? I mean, without Belarus noticing? See, what I think is it hit her on the head. Like, Belarus is the one that set the trap, and then she, like, conked herself out on it. They got downstairs, so obviously had to be able to lift it. The combined weight in the bucket was 100 kilograms. So we may be able to rule out Estonia. I'm going to ignore that. One of those statements stands out to me. Which one, though? Could the killer... Maybe the killer set up a trap. The killer must be a man. The killer lifted the bucket and smacked her in the head with it. Yeah, that one. The killer must have hit her in the head somehow, meaning they must be very strong. No, that's wrong. Huh? The killer clearly set up a trap. How do you know? I don't think that was the option I clicked, but okay. Think about it. This is Belarus we're talking about. She isn't one to be underestimated. It's also pretty clear to see from another piece of evidence. The location of the murder, the wound, the weight of the bucket? I don't think that is right. We have to think what gives it away that it was a trap. The wound? What do you mean? She was right by the top of the basement stairs, right? Meaning the killer could have easily... Oh, yeah! I forgot! Because, like, Yes, that's... Okay, yes. Okay, I'm dumb. To be more specific, what did the killer use? You know. The door, the stairs, the darkness. The killer used the darkness of the basement to their advantage and set up an elaborate trap. Are you sure about that? What do you mean? The killer clearly used the classic bucket on the door trick. There wasn't any elaborate setup required, just a bucket and a door, simple. By putting the bucket on top of the doorway, the killer made it so that when Belarus opened the door, the dumbbells would fall on her, thus crushing her head like the wound we saw. Interesting argument, but there's a problem with your theory. How did Belarus not see the giant bucket on top of the door? No one is that stupid. Also, with the killer standing right there, no one is that stupid. I know I can prove it. So tell me, how did Belarus not see the bucket? Maybe they painted the bucket to match the wall. I still think the killer hit her themselves. It was obviously on the other side of the door, because it opens inward. Then the killer would be trapped in the basement. Maybe they placed it on the door before she came in. One of those statements is true. Which one, though? I'm very sleep deprived, so my brain is not connecting dots. Oh, okay, my god. There's a possibility they could have put it inside of the door. They could easily have used a ladder. I guess you're right, but that doesn't narrow down the suspects. If anything, it grows. It shows the killer didn't even have to be present for the crime. What explains the last... Well, that explains the lack of expression on her face. Huh? If someone hit her, you'd think there would be an expression of shock, even for Belarus, but it looked like she was completely unaware. But if the killer put the bucket on the inside of the door, then how could they have gotten out of the basement? They would be trapped in there. I know. They waited for her to come down, and then they ran off. So that means anyone could have done it. Ugh. Wait, I just realized something. Wasn't the basement locked? No, it was open. What? Since when? This is news to me. Oh, yeah, you don't know where the key is since you have not lived here. So only the former Soviet members can be the culprits. I actually unlocked it this week. You all just didn't notice. And back to suspecting everyone. But why would Belarus go into the basement? Hungry? Are you okay? Hungry? I'm fine. It seems you realize the answer, Hungry. If you know the answer, why don't you say it? Okay, the reason Belarus was by the basement was... But didn't we find her with two knives? Why would she... Oh my gosh. She was trying to get... Thank you, Estonia. Jesus. It's Belarus. Of course she was. She probably would have lured Estonia down. After all, he beat her to the punch every time. No, whoever Belarus was trying to kill would have met her that night. I'm surprised it wasn't me either. What a waste. I could kill you right now. Would that make you happy? But is this like Moldova's murder? Did Belarus have a specific target for her crime? She did. I know she did. Huh? The person she wanted to kill, she knew she was going to be there, so they sabotaged their meeting. So the victim became the killer. So the killer hit a specific target, and that target became the killer. So that means whoever she was planning to kill is the murderer. So the killer is... Hold it! It is way too early to decide that. First we need to determine who Belarus was trying to kill. It could have been anyone. There are still so many questions that we haven't answered. Like, why did she want to kill someone in the first place? You make a great argument, Lithuania. Is it? Is that a great argument? If only there was a piece of evidence we could use to determine who Belarus wanted to kill. If only there was something that showed her plans. The conversation with Belarus Lithuania's letter. Yeah, I'm really, like, that letter. Like, what kind of red herring crap is this? No, that doesn't get me anywhere. Where? Oh my god. That chart. Oh yeah. What chart? Right. Lithuania, do you still have a copy of that chart you found from under the stairs a few weeks ago? I think it's in the room, and it's probably outdated by now. What chart? The second week here, I found a chart containing information on all the people Belarus wanted to kill. It was probably outdated by now. I did not find that. Oh, I have it. I took it while I was upstairs because I thought it would be useful. Perfect. Good thinking, Slovakia. Oh, okay. Okay, Jesus. This is a lot to look at. Velvet dunce, too. Okay. Father Frost, do not let him get a gun. Major threat. As you see, Belarus wrote down her plans for everyone on here. Interesting. This is very valuable information. Gay vampire. Big Brother's bully. So, we can safely rule out Ukraine. And we can rule out me. What? No way. You are not off the hook. I wanted to go over the motive. More specifically, why she didn't kill me. Well, maybe it's because you were so desperate to die she didn't want to. Clearly, she wasn't motivated by points. If she wanted points, she could have eliminated me easily. No. So if Belarus didn't want to kill anyone for points, why did she want to kill someone? Looking at this chart, I can think of two reasons. The first is to eliminate someone she saw as a threat in the bloodbath. Someone who could potentially eliminate her before she got to the finals. Very strategic and understandable. What is the other reason? The other reason is personal vendetta. She wanted to kill someone for personal reasons, and she saw this as the perfect outlet to do it. But personal reasons? Looking at this chart, it may be very telling of who she wanted to kill. I think I know the answer. Huh? You do? Yes, I think I've known for a while now. Someone who Belarus saw as a threat or had a vendetta against. Someone who knew where Belarus was going to be that night. Alright, Hungry, tell us, who is the killer? Is it me? I feel like it's me. I can't believe I have to do this. As much as I don't want to do this, I have to, for the sake of everyone else. It was you. She was planning on killing you. Eh? Me? Hungry? That doesn't make any sense. What tells you that Lithuania did it? First of all, Belarus clearly had a personal vendetta against him. Also, there is one other piece of evidence. Belarus's the letter. You said it yourself. You received a note this week, didn't you? Yeah, I did receive a note this week. But I don't know if it was from her, and you and Slovakia both knew about the note, so it could have been either of you as well. So if we narrowed it down, that's a start. So, what evidence do you have to convict him? I'm not trying to convict him, Slovakia. I'm trying to go through the evidence and eliminate all the possibilities. May I see the note? Go ahead. So that means only Lithuania could have known she would have been in the basement. Objection! Just because the note was addressed to me does not mean that I am the killer. I showed that note to Hungary and Slovakia. I think Belarus was there too. Not to mention, I found the note taped outside my door, so anyone who woke up earlier than me could have seen it. Back to no suspects. Besides, we don't even know that Belarus wrote the note. There is something in the letter that can help us that it was written by Belarus. I found a secret passageway to the garden. That may be our own way. It said meet in the basement. It was the handwriting? If this was really written by Belarus, then it should match the handwriting sample from when Bulgaria was killed, right? So let's look to see if it matches. Okay, well, no. Those writings don't match at all. Well, she scratched one out. It matches. It's just hard to see. Well, if we look at a process of elimination, it's safe to say that I did not write the note. I don't get it. Please, show me where the writing matches. Here. Here. Hungry, that's just a bunch of scribbles. It's what underneath the scribbles that's important. You can still see my still. Look at the M's and Y. Look at the M's and Y's match up. It's perfect. I remember now. Didn't we have to write and print for that experiment? This is kind of a long episode, I'm sorry. Yes, it seems here that Belarus screwed up twice, which explains the anger in her penmanship. Nevertheless, we can confirm that Belarus did write this note. Of course, I probably should have expected this. But just because Belarus wrote the note doesn't mean I killed her, does it? Lithuania has an obvious crush on her. It would be strange if he killed her. Obvious? Oh yeah. Absolutely. It is the most obvious thing. I always thought it was cute. I've wanted you two to get married for so long. Okay. No, that is not my ship. Okay, whatever. Unimportant. Wait a minute. This is Lithuania we're talking about. This isn't something he would do. Slovakia? Hold on, Lithuania. It's up to me to clear your name. So something about this note can help this case. I just know it. Secret passage. Garden. 3 a.m. Basement. In 3 days. Alone. Well, I can't. Where's the hitbox here? Secret passage. Basement? No, that's not it. Think, there has to be something I can use that ties Lithuania to the crime. What was off about him today? Better yet, why didn't anyone hear the crime? Oh, 3 a.m. That's it. Has anyone wondered why we didn't hear any noise at all from those weights falling? I thought about it, but that is strange. It's strange. That should have echoed throughout the house since it was in the main room. In a place everyone could see, no one saw the crime happen because no one is awake at 3 a.m. You seem awfully tired this morning, Lithuania. That's what you're going to base your decision on? My insomnia? I have a lot of issues that relate to insomnia, you know. Did you hear him scream this morning? Why would a killer alert everyone of his murder? We were woken up at about 2:50 a.m., which is presumably when Lithuania discovered the body. But the note said to meet at 3 a.m. That is too early, yes? There is a reason she was there so early. It might have been part of her plan. And that plan was to kill Lithuania, to set up a trap, to arrive early in case our target came early, to unleash a surprise attack. I don't think that's right. Yeah, that doesn't seem to make sense. Oh my god. Belarus wanted to get up nice and early to hide behind the door, because she knew that her victim would instantly know she was up to no good when he saw her. Even Lithuania has doubt in Belarus. The fact that he was downstairs does make him very suspicious. I want to hear Lithuania's testimony. Can you do that, Lithuania? Oh, please don't make me make decisions. I'm gonna get Lithuania killed. I remember, it was 1 a.m. and I was restless. I couldn't sleep at all. Why did the music change? Okay. So I decided to head downstairs to the office to see if Romania's book was still there. It was, so I grabbed it and went to read, but then I fell asleep. Then I heard something out in the hallway. It sounded like a big clunk. Curious, I stepped outside the study and went to the source. The main room was pitch dark, so I couldn't see anything. I just had to feel my way along the walls to look for a light switch. I found the one outside of the basement door, and when I turned it on, there she was. Seems like a solid alibi. But there are a few flaws in it. Huh? Cut in some slack. He's sleep deprived. I feel that. We all are. If Lithuania's testimony is true, I assume she was killed between 2:30 and 2:45 since it took Lithuania time to find the lights. Think, what is wrong with the testimony? He was not reading, well, he was. He couldn't have heard the sound all the way from the study. The main room couldn't have been pitch black. The main hall is pretty echoey. I think if he was downstairs, he would have been able to hear it. Lithuania, you were in the study, correct? I hope all of, like, my poor decision-making isn't, like, affecting the 3 hours we have. Like, jeez. You were reading in the study? Yes, then I fell asleep. And you said that when you went to check out the sound, it was pitch dark? Yes. If you were reading in the study, you were using light to read. So tell me, how was everything pitch dark? Oh yeah, I was reading with a flashlight. A flashlight? Why? I thought if I had the lights on, I would be an easy target, so I took a flashlight to read with so that I wouldn't have to turn on the lights and expose my location. Either I couldn't find my flashlight or it died, because I woke up in pitch darkness and forgot all about it. So you turned the study light off. No, I can prove he wasn't in the study and that it wasn't pitch dark. The kitchen light was on, the basement light switch was too far away from the site. He didn't turn the lights back on after realizing it was dark. The kitchen light was on? After you, Crane, and I investigated downstairs, we noticed that the kitchen light was on, meaning there would have been light for you to see. There is one room that I can think of where you would be in pitch darkness and have the nearest light switch be the one you touched. The basement, the kitchen, the dining room. The basement? You weren't in the study, you were in the basement, and the reason you were there was because you were trapped there after you set up your trap. Well, the Grand Hall is a big room. Even with one small light, it's still pretty dark. I'm sorry, I must have been exaggerating. Besides, if Lithuania is the killer, then why did he react the way that he did this morning? Unless he pretended to be scared and pretended to faint. Pretended? I don't know about that. He was pretty out cold. We tickled him and everything. What do you mean, in everything? My point is, he generally fainted. If he was the killer, why would he be in such shock to the point of screaming like a girl fainting after seeing his victim? Unless he really is a good actor. Or maybe he's not ticklish. Russia, do we have permission to move from our seats to prove this? Very well, I will grant you permission. Permission to do what? I got this. That's fun. Hey, what do you... stop. I'm very... stop. The point is proven. Lithuania was indeed out cold. So tell me, what motive does the killer have? We can't determine a motive. Then maybe it really was an accident. We're like winding down... Why? Why would I, of all people, kill Belarus? I've known her since I was young. We lived together for so long. The majority of my life has been spent with her. I grew up with her since I was almost the same age as her. As soon as I... Is this just head effects just trying to, like, justify her ship? Because I really do not care. Oh, okay, cool. I grew up with her. I lived with her. I was married to... They were married, and she's still one of my closest friends. So why? Why would I kill her? There's something that was talked about in this trial that disproves that. This is it. This can close the case. This will prove the killer's identity. On the eve of important the killer used the door as part of the trap. It shows the killer didn't have to be present for the crime. She wanted to kill him for centuries now. It had no signature. It looked like she was completely unaware. I can live 50... Maybe... This is chaotic. I've clicked this one, right? It is that one. Jeez. Nice try. Huh? Ukraine, remember when you said earlier the killer wasn't even there for the crime, meaning he didn't have an intended target. Even if you didn't want to kill her, you didn't have a choice in victim, did you? You didn't know it was going to be her because you didn't know who wrote the letter. You just set up the trap and waited, didn't you? So how exactly did he kill her again? Can we run through it one more time? That I can do. Belarus decided to finally execute a plan to kill someone. Not just anyone, though. Someone that she had wanted to get revenge on for centuries. That person ended up being... She wrote the person a letter. She told him to meet her by the basement. At 3 a.m., the killer found this worrisome. He knew that this person was going to try and kill him, so he decided to strike first. He did this by setting up a trap. So yesterday evening, he grabbed a bunch of weights from Tajikistan's room and a bucket from the cleaning closet in the kitchen, but while leaving the kitchen he didn't turn the light off, giving the grand hall a bit of light. Being a former superpower and quite muscular, he could lift 100 kilograms with ease. So he put the weights in the bucket to make it heavy enough to crush someone's skull. He set its trap up around 1 to 2 a.m. Since he was relatively tall, he could reach the bucket on the top of the door. He's shorter than me! However, the door opened inwards. Which one's the version of a fire hazard? He had put it on the inside of the door so that could be seen, so he was stuck in the basement until his victim came. So he simply sat in the basement waiting, but while waiting, he decided to read with his trusty flashlight before he fell asleep. Then Belarus went to meet the person she was going to kill, but when she opened the door, the bucket fell on her head, the killer hit her in the head, she was stabbed. The blow killed her instantly, not giving her any time to react. The killer heard the trap fall on his victim. Since the basement was pitch black, he had to feel his way up to the lights. When he turned the lights on, he was in for a shock, that the person that wanted to kill him was someone really dear to him, and then he screamed and passed out in shock, alerting everyone to the crime. Seems simple enough, doesn't it, Lithuania? What's with that smile? So you figured out the truth. I told you that you were a magnificent nation. Lithuania? Go ahead, cast the votes, my time is over. I'm ready. Alright, time to guess your verdicts. Is this the end? Lithuania, but why? We don't have much time, Hungary. Hurry and vote. Has the jury reached a verdict? Yes, we have. Alright, we have 1 vote for Lithuania. Oh, 1 vote for Lithuania, 2 votes for Lithuania, 3 votes for Lithuania, 4 votes for Lithuania, 5 votes for Lithuania, and the verdict is Lithuania is the guilty one. Ooh. For once, the vote is unanimous. But why? Why did you do it? I didn't want anyone else to get hurt, so I thought I would stop the killer in their tracks. You were only trying to protect us. Why? Why do you always do this to yourself? I'm just tired of everyone getting hurt. This is the last trial. I've had my days of glory. It's someone else's turn. But what about yourself? You matter too. Why can't you understand that you need to take care of yourself too? I'm just 1 nation out of 100, Estonia. Though I am frustrated, that couldn't stop Russia's plan. I don't need to be a hero. I can't stop it anyways. No one can. Russia's plan? Slovakia, I hope you get the justice you seek. I'm ready now, Russia. Wait, what is Russia's plan? I'm curious too. I guess I couldn't stop it anyways. What is it? Lithuania, don't. I don't have anything left to lose, Estonia. Yes, you do. You're going to be stuck with him for... People need to hear this. For Russia's plan to succeed, he only needs either Poland or me. Every other person is just a part of this sick game, only here for Russia's amusement. What? 1 second. Why is it only you that he needs? You're all part of his later goals, but right now he needs me because... Okay, time for execution. What? No. His plan is something else. Just focus on getting out of here and you'll be okay. Russia needs me because he needs the Sunderlands? Ah! Suddenly, Lithuania had a metal collar wrapped around his neck. The collar was attached to a long metal chain. He was swiftly dragged out the room, choking and screaming. Gah! Ooh, you always were clever, Lithuania, but you have a very bad habit of running your mouth. No, time for you to be punished. Am I gonna cry? What is this? Is this back to that room we saw earlier? Oh, he falls to his death. Okay. Oh, that's trippy. It's cool looking, but it's trippy. Oh. This is something I would have a nightmare about. What in the name of all that is holy is this? Oh, Jesus Christ. What was that? Is this over? Are we done? No. Of course we're not done. Jesus. Okay, well, I guess that's what we'll end this episode. It's kind of long. I thought this was the end, but apparently not. So, that's it for this video. We end on Lithuania's death, of course, because we had to. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe for more random fandom things. Ciao, chicos.